Hello! If you would like to hear my perspective on this artwork, please watch until the very end of the video. Also, I would appreciate it so much if you would leave a comment below while you're watching the time lapse of the creation of this video, because as an artist I would love to hear your perspective and what kind of thoughts and feelings were you felt seeing this, because at the end of the day I'm more interested in your perspective than I am in my own. So thank you for watching, thank you for existing. Let's get to it.
Open your eyes, what can you see around? Wind of the open sky, over the siren sounds. This is a dream, getting the royal scar, holding a diamond blade, throwing it far. Holding your breath still, you jump the fire. We'll just sit and wait till you see me fly. You know they'll never catch me for it. See me fly, the way I put my finger on it. See me fly, you got it, then try to tell me you got the wrong guy. See me fly, you know they'll never catch me for it. See me fly, the way I put my finger on it. I know now you are the one. I know now
So honestly, within this whole isolation, I had a lot of time to think and feel, and I started to realize that not only do I need and crave for mental stimulation, I feel like the whole world is based on our curiosity of the universe. So within that, I have created the artwork in a question mark, because life is questionable, and within the spiral of life there is so much going on. So I have put our DNA patterns, our wonders of the universe, and a DMT kind of psychedelic feel to it, because that's what it is, you know. In my perspective, back when Adam and Eve only existed and the serpent seduce Eve to eat the apple, in my perspective, it was more a psychedelic kind of form that was given to Eve. Kind of like, you know, Earth came and was like, hey, here, try this. And with that, the mind expanded. And that's what I feel like the hidden message within that story is truly about. It wasn't about the corruption that the serpent wanted to create for humanity. It was wanting to give us knowledge and wisdom to expand our evolution. And with that being said, in my observation of society nowadays, we're truly in a state of craving for mental stimulation. If it's not through drugs, sex, materialistic things, shopping, obsession of something, we all are drunk and addicted to something. And that's a part of feeding our chemicals within the brain. So if it's dopamine, serotonin, whatever it may be, we're doing it because we are just feeding that stimulation within the mind. And then it produces it throughout the whole body. And so we're in such a state of finding the external stimulation rather than working on the internal stimulation, you know. And with that, I wanted to also say within this artwork that we are all very similar, more than we ever would know. If we don't actually verbalize and share our life, and what I mean with that is we go through certain situations to process certain type of emotional intelligence and wisdom. As we grow older, we put ourselves in situations to experience in ways to expand ourselves. If we are aware, becoming self-aware, we are able to self-develop and reflect on the past and grow from that, become stronger as individuals, wiser, smarter. And that is truly what life is about, isn't it? To expand ourselves. And that's what I really want to capture within this artwork, the expansion of our minds, our spiritual self, our internal self. And not only that, I wanted to put it in ways that, hey, we are all one. We have, yes, horoscopes and all these personality types, but at the end of the day, that really doesn't matter. We stand in where we want to be as we are able to create ourselves. So technically, I feel all these things is to give some sort of guidance to help us along ourselves to find ourselves. But to be honest, we are able to create ourselves. And with that, I just wanted to say, hey, let's remember we're love. You know, the heart has its place as well. We forget that the heart have a separate consciousness that we aren't tuning into. We're always following all here and wanting to stimulate everything in here, but we need to return to love. And for me, that's really something that I want to portray in this artwork, you know, to share that, hey, we are love. So nowadays, I feel in our generation, we are finding one another like we're finding a piece of cake. You know, we're craving for the sugar hit, and so we just like get that cake and eat it, and it's like, yeah, and that's that. So that's what I feel like relationship is now. Like, it's not about the relationship and being committed to each other. It's about finding a quick fix of the body desires, which is the sex and the orgasms. Because when I remember the time when I was last really genuinely in love, I spent hours and days with this person, and genuinely it was enough just to be in company with each other, and that was already so overly stimulating and exciting and everything. And I can't say how much I love those moments and miss those moments as I think back to that relationship I had, to my recent experiences with relationships, that it's like, wow, it's really physical nowadays. And you know, everyone has their way of living, and honestly, COVID, the isolation has really taught me to remember what I want and what I love within a relationship, and that's it. Like, that's what I'm here for. Honestly, genuinely, I'm here for love and to share myself. And it makes me wonder, like, what's the rush if we're looking for someone to spend the rest of our lives with? Why are we rushing? For me, I genuinely feel like we should be seeing the invisible form of us, and that's the internal selves. And if you are able to acknowledge, accept, and love the inside, then the outside is then enhanced with everything else. Like, just because you just genuinely love so much that everything is like explosions. I know I haven't made an art video in a while. Please bear with me. If you have subscribed to my channel for art, I am still doing art. It's just the art that I do takes a lot of time, as I do pointillism. Dots is the way I go, and dots is the way I know.